Yo, what up? What up? It's your motherfucking Bustin' on Biz, aka Jarnell checking in, aka the Young God. This video right here is let me get the camera. Let me adjust the camera right quick. Let me get this shit ready. Alright. This video right here is about staying on your pivot. You know what I'm saying? When I say stay on your pivot, this is your pivot right here. You have when you fall off your pivot is when you step outside the zone of not being conscious. When you're on your pivots, like when you play basketball, how the basketball players have the ball and they go within a circular motion, but they're constantly on their pivot at all times. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing you deal with when you're dealing with life. Certain things, let's say if you hold the ball right and you go like this and you got it and you move, you take another step without dribbling. Guess what? That's a form of walking. So that's a violation. So what you want to do is you want to stay on your pivot at all times and don't allow nothing negative to fuck you up or throw you off your pivot. Because once you're righteous, when you're righteous and you're good at heart, you're gonna be constantly tested, and you have to always stay on your pivot. You're gonna have this demonic and negative frequencies that are gonna try to indulge and make a subscription to throw you off what I just told you, your pivot. You're gonna have that shit. So you have to stay focused, you gotta stay humble, and through adversity lies one thing, and that's opportunity. And that's something that nobody could ever take away from you. So always, whatever it is you do, because everybody's situation is different. Like I said before, I say it all the time. Everybody is not meant to be spiritual. Everybody is not meant to be one of the chosen people. You know what I'm saying? And maybe through reincarnation, you'll get it right in your next life. I have family members and people that are very close to me that Kundalini energy and their awareness of their higher self is at an all-time level, that they can vividly remember the day they was born in their past life to the day they transcended in their past life. You have people out here who actually have them kind of capabilities, and you have tests because there's no such thing as death, because upon what we would conceptualize as death, your soul is sent back to the cosmos. This is just a vehicle. Your soul is sent back to the cosmos. So everything that was negative in your life was stored within your first chakra. So if you didn't fulfill or burn out those desires that was in your first chakra, your soul will want to reincarnate and have a experience here in a better experience as far as the physical manifestation, which we would conceptualize as hell, people. You know what I'm saying? That's your form of hell. When you pass away and you transcend, you come back to earth, this is hell. The now factor is hell. Your soul is being constantly tested in every interval of every level. You have to understand that hell is no place where you burn for eternity. Some guy with a pitchfork, and then you were just walking around aimlessly and zombied out, and you got all these spooky motherfuckers around you and all that shit. You got spooky motherfuckers down here right now. You know what I'm saying? Hell got everything here on earth that they conceptualize in your modern day Bible. This is your form of hell. So never get knocked off your pivot, because you was brought here for a reason. You was brought here for a reason. You have to understand that whether your option was to have one soulmate or 4 or 5 soulmates, that's just it. You have to fulfill those desires. Me, I come from a royal bloodline. I come from royalty. So I know the things that I have to do to implement in my life to make sure things is popping and being correct for me. Because I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. If I choose to reincarnate and come back here, I want to come back to an earth that is not of nowadays time. You know what I'm saying? Where there are none of these negative motherfuckers out here, none of these Caucasian motherfuckers out here who doing all this wicked ass shit. If the Caucasian or the light skinned race is still here, or the pale race is still here, at least let them correspond with us in a positive manner, because the racial animus is still within them. You can be around a Caucasian who act like they the nicest person. They can kick it like they the nicest person. But genetically through DNA, it's always going to be a sense of resentment for black people. They can say, well, that's not true. Let your ass get upset. And what's stored within your first chakra through your DNA, that shit'll come out of you. You'll call every nigga. He can be your best friend. You'll call a nigga. Straight up. They're just being real as any Caucasian, bro. Because it's genetically in them. I can't get mad at that. I can honor respect it. You see what I'm saying? So never allow anyone to knock you off your pivot. And if you're righteous, you're going to be constantly tested and under attack with these disagreeable beings and disagreeable goddamn spirits. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not perfect. I never said I was perfect. I just know what I was sent here to do. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, you got people who know for a fact. I ain't gonna say the names. Matter of fact, I will say the name. I have family members who know they done been reincarnated multiple times, and their purpose of what they supposed to serve while they here on earth. That's because of Kundalini energy. That's because the chakras. That's because spiritually, in all aspects and variables of life are in line. They understand this science. You see what I'm saying? So Always stay consistent and never allow nothing to knock you off your pivot, because the cosmos got other things in store for you. Now we know that money is a fictitious reality, and everybody want, and that's the main key, because money is the root of all evil. Money is evil if it's not handled correctly. You see what I'm saying? And I know I give so much game about a lot of shit, and my situation ain't even all the way perky and 100, but I try to make the best of it because I know what the fuck's supposed to happen. I know this shit. You know what I mean? And things are gonna change. It's just gonna take time, because progress is a slow process. Nothing never happens overnight, people. Nothing never happens overnight. So what you feel and what fathoms in your mind, you might want to start looking into it, because that may have been your sole purpose of being here. Whether you're a farmer cropping land, whether you want to be a mechanic, or whether you want to be like myself, liberating people. Whatever fathoms in your mind, without you being indoctrinated, because there's a difference. You can't be indoctrinated and then say, okay, curiosity is fathom, but I'm indoctrinated to a fictitious reality. You have to free your mind first, and then what fathoms, that's what you pursue in life. That is your test. You see what I'm saying? You ever been, and people like to say, well, I had one person tell me, how can you talk about slaves? How can you talk about millions of years of knowledge as far as our predecessors and our ancestors, and you wasn't there? This is where you're wrong at. The DNA is a database. I was there. It's like if my grandfather was my great 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 grandfather was claustrophobic, for example. The DNA was still transgressing me. I wouldn't have the full effects of it. Let's say if I close the fucking bathroom door to take a piss, I have a problem with locking it. I have a problem with locking it for the simple fact that my great 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 grandfather or my predecessor was claustrophobic. It's all through DNA. So you have to understand that, people. So when people say, well, how do you know was you there? Nigga, I was there. I was there millions of years ago through the DNA. I was there. You see what I'm saying? So we have to always stay on our pivot. We got to always stay focused. We got to always stay humble. You know what I mean? Through anything. Any type of adversity, you know what I'm saying? You gotta always stay motherfucking on your shit. You know what I mean? That's how you got them, would conceptualize a form of heaven. When you're going through problems constantly, that would be your form of your hell, because you're being tested with the people that's in your life. You're being tested. You got an option to go left or right. And if you choose to goddamn do some other shit, and the test was put right in front of you, that would be your form of your hell. So you can't get mad at the actual person. You can only get mad at the fucking decisions you make. But yeah, this your boy Slim Biz, aka Jarnell, checking in, man. The sun just came out. I'm finna go out here and absorb some of this vitamin D. And y'all stay prosperous, you stay 100 with yourself, man. Peace and love and prosperity to everybody. Be it straight like that.